didn't have that training. So I went and talked to him, signed up to go to Davis. Well, Dean Linscott found out that Madison Wright had sent me off to Davis. And if you know Dean, sometimes his temper became obvious. He was very unhappy. But I went to Davis, but how that worked out, 5 years later, Madison Wright had become department chairman, and they were looking for someone to teach forages and do forage research and fill into that position. And this faculty here at that time, but Madison was the chair, hired me. Dean Linscott was on my mentoring committee when I was an assistant professor, and he admitted it worked out okay. Anyway, I thought that was interesting, the twists and turns and how I ended up being here. I had not studied forage crops in a long time. I had a course when I was probably a sophomore at the University of Nebraska. That was the last time I'd studied forages, what I was supposed to teach here, and it was a very stressful few years when I got started, and I did tell some miserable jokes. I had some other interesting experiences besides catching my necktie in a classroom demonstration. One of them was I was teaching at 8 a.m. the forage crops course, and when our oldest son was born, May Ellen no longer walked with me. I'd leave pretty early, but Joseph would always come up and hug me goodbye. This little guy. And I got up to lecture one morning and looked down at my trousers, and I had egg yolks all around my knee. He wiped his face on my pants as he was telling me goodbye. Interesting things like that happen. I don't know if this is that funny, but it's been alluded several times that I am a Christian, and a number of students knew that I was a Christian. And when I'm taking my forages course, one of the students wrote on his example question I asked him, "I don't know the answer, but God does." So I debated, should I give him a point for creativity? But in the end, I just wrote on it, God gets full points, you get none. Another interesting story is that when I started teaching sustainable agriculture, Jane Mount Pleasant helped me set up a Three Sisters demonstration out in the field. And as a follow-up of this, going from crops and cropping systems to what you eat, I was looking to finish up that lab exercise with some real Iroquois corn soup. And started looking for recipes. I've since found some, but at that time it was a real struggle. Thank you, Jane, for putting me in contact with the Oneida in Wisconsin, where I actually got the recipe that I used. But it was a corn and bean soup. I substituted some other things into it. And it was a delicious soup. And as I was working on it, I was going to do it for a little class. I tried it out on my family repeatedly. But it was a good process, and they really trusted me. But I was thinking, this soup doesn't have any pumpkin.
Oh, so bad.
And
so bad.
Pumpkin is readily available at the grocery store, particularly pumpkin pie filling. So I mixed up this soup again and threw in a spoonful of pumpkin pie filling, and then it was a Three Sisters soup: corn, beans, and pumpkin. And David took